Oh my goodness, we are live.
Holy
Yeah,
crap, we're live.
yeah, yeah. We've been live for the last 2 hours, but no
Rob, are you
one
there?
saw my mating dance. Hope no
Mating
one's seen
dance?
that. If someone's seen it, then don't
That's
know.
right, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't know.
The popcorn you're eating has been pissed in. Film at 11.
Hello, everybody out there. Welcome, 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 welcome. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody's calling.
Oh
Rob,
no,
that's is
that's a door. Sounds like Rob's getting in his
that
car.
Rob?
Yeah.
That's standards and practices for Rob.
We're gonna hear we're
What?
gonna
You awake, Rob?
think he's getting in his car. Sounds like he's getting in the car.
Trico says he's here. We can start now.
Hello, everybody out there. Giving you opportunity to get in the room and come greet us. Come say hello. It is Tuesday evening, 9 o'clock, so it must be Indie Vault. Did he actually drove by mistake? He
He
might
just
have.
ran away.
Yeah,
I didn't do it.
yeah,
I swear I didn't do it.
yeah. Um,
He left on his own volition.
yeah. Well, we got proof that he was here. We got proof.
Do we?
Yeah, yeah, he was here.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, so let's we got a lot to talk about, Randy. We got some questions.
Lots of
Got some
questions.
industry talk,
Where's this guy?
and never any Ethan. We don't know where he's at, man.
He's never around when we need him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's going on with him? So yeah, we're gonna start. We're gonna hit the intro. We'll come back, and I've opened up the lines to people to come in and chat with us.
Are we
and
gonna
plug
have
their
open
books?
chat tonight?
Yeah, plug your book. Come on in.
Plug your book night, because Varian couldn't find a topic to talk about.
There's so much going on and so little I want to talk
All
about.
the stuff happening
Hmm.
or not happening. Better not happening.
No, it's happening. It's happening.
It's all happening.
Here's the intro. We'll see you guys on the other side of it.
The
This
silence.
is Indie Vote Live.
The silence is deaf.
That one doesn't have any jingling in it. The intro doesn't have jingles.
Whose fault is that?
Hello, everybody out there. My name is Varian Grant. I am the co-owner of Last Call Comics. Been so for the last 8 years now, and founder of Indie Vote Media LLC. Got my start making comics way back in 2008. First book ever published was a black and white interior action comedy called Psycho Sirens. I'm a father, a husband, and geek, a creator, publisher, reluctant taxpayer, artist, and now a sensitivity reader. Shamefully, not in that order. And you're watching Indie Vote Live. Tonight, I am joined by Mr. Randy J. Zim.
At least for now.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm Randy Zimmerman. I'm an independent comics creator, publisher, distributor. Been in this the independent market for many years. I'm an award-winning graphic artist, commercial artist, mostly using sequential art for advertising and other purposes, and which sometimes pays a lot better in the mainstream. And wow, done just about everything in this business. So we're here to talk comics. I'm also the Zim Geek channel on YouTube. If you want to get up there and follow it, I haven't put anything up in about a month, but I'll put something up shortly, I swear. I keep saying that every show, and it never happens.
Why we want to do an awful thing like that, talk about comics.
There we go.
Oh, this industry.
There's so much more to talk about in the industry. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Just so I guess we should talk about the first thing that came up, Randy, before we move into the questions, is you, me.
Not me.
Oh yeah, it was you.
No, it wasn't.
You, me,
I had nothing to do
a
with it.
couple of other individuals, all seen ourselves blocked.
Oh, yeah, for doing nothing.
Are you there, Rob?
I should be this time.
Yeah.
We were all
I think
blocked
my
for doing
internet-
nothing. Now, go ahead. Sorry, Rob.
I was going to say, I think the internet and Wi-Fi down here has the coronavirus.
It may. You may.
You had any cases show up down there yet?
Yeah, we actually had someone die a few miles from my house.
Wow.
Good
Really?
times.
Good times.
Yeah,
So now the school's overreacting. My son got kicked out of his speech and his occupational therapy because everyone's overreacting now.
Why? Because he was coughing too much?
He had a runny nose because they gave him a flu shot at his annual visit.
Marvin.
So you always get a little sick after it. So now, just because he has a little bit of drippy nose, that's it.
Done. Told him
That's
to
it.
stay
Don't
home for
bring
2
it.
weeks?
I guess so, man. I guess education's not as important as kids not getting coronaviruses. And it's funny because the news is reporting kids aren't getting it.
yeah.
Yeah, they had a 3-year-old come down with it in New York today.
Yeah, did they?
Yeah, but I heard it's not bad for them
No.
so
no.
far.
It's 'cause their immune systems are a lot higher.
There's a family who we got a letter that stated that there's a family who just come back from vacation in our district overseas, and they sent their kids to school on Friday, and then realized, oh, you know what? We were in a state or a country where there's coronavirus. Maybe we should self quarantine. So they decided to self quarantine, but that was after they sent their kids to school. So the school area, schools here are starting to be a little jumpy about it too. We didn't send ours to school today because it was voting day, and figured, why send them? They usually close the school. This time they didn't. They had a half a day. We just had to keep them on home. Why send them? But yeah. So as I was saying, Randy, you were blocked.
What are you doing, Rob?
What's that?
What are you doing?
Right now, I'm getting out of the car.
Oh, it sounded like you were chopping a tree or something.
No,
Okay.
it's not that bad of a day.
So you were blocked. I was blocked.
I
A
don't
lot of
even know
people
the
were
guy.
blocked.
I've
By
never had any
Dan
conversation
Slott.
with the guy.
Who
I was going to go over and read his Twitter feed to see what kind of a nut job he was. And lo and behold, I was blocked. And I'm like, oh, when did that happen?
yeah.
Apparently it happened to a lot of people. Thousands of people.
Yeah. Dan Slott, if you don't know, is the writer of a bunch of different Marvel comics. He's wrote Spider-Man. He's wrote Spider-Man. He's wrote Fantastic Four. He's wrote Iron Man. He's currently doing Fantastic Four, and he made a comment the other night, basically telling people, "I'm not saying F you if you voted for Trump. I'm saying F you if you vote for him again." And then, as I understand it, Bleeding Cool, was it Bleeding Cool? No, Bounding in the Comics. Bounding in the Comics. Excuse me.
In the comics.
Picked up the article. I picked up the story. They did an article on it.
Got blamed for it.
Yeah, he says that he felt that they did a hit piece on him, and then
And all they did was report and rerun his tweets from a
Yeah.
while back in his current line of tweets.
and instead
course.
of
It had to have been a hit piece. They were using his own words.
yeah, and instead of manning up and kind of taking the his comeuppance in the arguments he was sure to cause, he decided to block everybody, to run a blockchain.
Oh, the first minute he met some resistance, boom! Everybody got blocked.
He's
Right.
not the only creator going around blocking people because they don't want to hear about what they've done in the past.
No, it's apparently it's a
No.
very common thing to do.
Yep.
Well, you
It's,
can
uh,
silence people. Why have anyone testify against you if you can shoot and kill them? Same thing works on Facebook and Twitter. Just get rid of the people who could say anything.
Yeah. I mean, we live in
Especially if
such a
your
social.
blind followers are gonna, might remotely get influenced to free think for themselves. So
We live in such a socially connected
make
environment
up their own
nowadays
minds
that
and
we
just get
can't.
what they can do.
You can't be surprised when that type of thing happens. When someone, like people go out on social media and they say what they feel, is right, and you can't be shocked when that happens. I mean, it's gonna keep happening. People are gonna keep. They're gonna keep saying. They're gonna keep putting out their version of events. But in Slott's case, that's not my first go around with Slott. I think I mentioned on the show before. Years ago, I was in line at a store checking out, and I got a Twitter notification that says Dan Slott has mentioned you in a tweet, and I got super excited because I was enjoying Dan's work on Spider-Man at the time, and I'm like, Dan Slott mentioned me in a tweet. I thought maybe he seen a drawing I did on Twitter or something. Got excited. My phone died. So I paid for my stuff. I rush home. I, come in the house, run to my computer, get on Twitter, and I screenshotted it. He says, "Hey, you follow somebody who calls me human garbage. You might not want to follow me." Me and some other guy. He tweets. He ats it up. He ats us, but it's in a tweet that goes out to all his thousands upon thousands of followers. And I responded, who do I follow that refers to you as human garbage, Dan? And then I got pissed because I'm like, wow, you just tried to seek, like a couple of thousand people on me, thinking that, maybe I'm in cahoots with somebody who's disrespecting you. And he didn't say anything. He said not blocking anybody, but I just want to know why you would follow that guy. Now he since deleted that tweet, but my response to it is still up on my Twitter, which is who we talking about, Dan?
Yeah.
who refers to you as human garbage? And I thought that was kind of childish of him to do. You follow a guy who's being to me.
Until you realized he was human garbage.
Well, now he's blocked me. But here's the deal. So I did a test, and I don't know if anybody else has done this test, but I did a test. I unfollowed Bounding in the Comics, and I hit reload, and I went back, and I could still not get in the damn Twitter. So Dan hasn't just blocked me from his Twitter for Bounding in the Comics. I'm blocked behind yet another firewall.
You have multiple blockchains on you, buddy.
Yeah.
I thought for a minute there we were going to have Rob's evil twin on.
I don't know if there is such an evil thing. He'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be his good twin. Rob's
he'd have to be
good twin.
Totally different guy. So to be to be blocked from seeing your tweets is I don't really care, but I think as a customer, you would be a little concerned that, hey, I can't follow the Twitter of my favorite author or my favorite artist now because he's blocked me. And I know some publishing companies have restrictions against that, and it's really sad. It's really sad. And Rob, I know this is probably going to trigger you, but we have publishing companies really concerned about what their people say and do on Twitter and who they vote for, and not how they carry themselves outside of that. That's very telling, and concerning. But to see Dan Slott be able to go through and run multiple blockchains on people, block Randy, who's never said anything to him. I'm pretty sure you're blocked.
Me or not, I got nothing to do with him.
Larry Higgins is blocked.
I wanted to go over there and be entertained for a few minutes and read the lather of the rabid latherings of a madman, and couldn't. That's all.
There are so many people that are blocked. You know what? What they should do. I wonder, those blockchains, do they take away your followers, or are those still listed as followers who just can't see you?
I'm not sure.
I'll have to check into that. I want to know if they're still listed as followers. I'm not that big of a twit,
so I can't tell you.
If they're still listed as followers, but I can't see your tweets, that seems kind of disingenuous. So we'll have to see how that works. Indie Vote Radio, thanks for joining us. Right now we are at 11:04 on
Awesome.
Indie Vote Radio. Thank you. Germany right now is in the lead with Peru number 2. Brazil, the U.S. is right under them. Come on, United States.
Hello, listeners from around the world. We appreciate each and every one of you.
It's very cool to have you guys join in, and that's when I normally start getting a little shaky in my voice.
We need to get that Joe Pesci video clip. Do we amuse you? Do I amuse you? Do you think I'm funny?
There's a lot of people who, when they come on the show, I usually get very tongue-tied. But when I see the numbers climb, I sometimes get tongue-tied.
It's just us having a friendly conversation.
Yeah.
It's just that we can't talk about our porn careers. That's all. You'll never know.
I think that we have so many different people that we haven't got a chance to talk to yet. I'm looking in the chat. I don't see them people in the chat. Unless my chat.
I don't see a whole lot of chatters
broken.
going on. Hey,
Yeah.
chat people. All I see is Trico still sitting in there.
Yeah.
We got a few people around. We actually have a like. Hey, and if you're out there, smash that like button.
Everyone's afraid to touch their own keyboards to get the coronavirus, so they're
that
just
could be.
watching.
Yeah. No. Nobody wants to. Nobody wants to deal with that. I'm going to. I do have.
I assure you, I only have a dry throat. That's why I'm coughing a lot.
Try there won't get you anywhere in this business.
Yes, but it will help you keep your pride.
No. You want the comics? What you got to do? Come here. So I got questions.
That could be why I've been doing independent comics this whole time.
I got a question from Josh H. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Yeah.
Josh H. Is that Joshua Harris?
I
know a Josh H.
Do you?
Yeah.
Go ahead and read it, Randy.
I'm up to issue 7 of my comic, Redacted. That's an awesome comic, by the way. Redacted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my sales have been in the toilet. I'm lucky if I move 4 to 5 books a show. Any tips, tricks, before my family starts to question my sanity? Okay, first off, you're in comics and your family hasn't already questioned your sanity? What kind of caring, loving family do you have, Josh H? That's my first question. Second question is, don't be afraid. Everybody in this business is a little insane. So it's just that if you really feel badly towards yourself or others, you really need to get some help. And counseling is not a bad thing. Now, about being in your toilet. Oh, your sales are in your toilet. I'm not sure. You're up to issue 7 of your comic. And your sales are in the toilet? I don't know what to tell you there. Do more shows, I would think. Move 4 or 5 books at a show. What kind of book are you working on? Maybe it's time to do some interesting guerrilla marketing. And there are lots of books out there on how to do that. It's time to be inventive, be a little marketer. Everything when you're working in the independent market, you have to be a lot of everything. You're part salesperson, you're part marketer, you're part, creative team, and it's really difficult to separate the two. And sometimes when you can cross those wires, it turns out for the better. So you might want to study a little marketing, do a little guerrilla marketing, little brand building. Or if you think you're really not going anywhere, it might be time to move on. Suddenly your character dies in issue 8. Boom.
You get up to
Stick the whole
issue
thing together into a trade and move on to the next thing.
If you get up to issue 7, you've got a fan base, it seems. Hopefully, but I mean, you may have to figure out other means to move the book.
That could be sheer tenacity too.
Yeah.
Because the sales of issue 1 might be nothing as well.
Yeah. I would ask too, Josh, how long has this book been out? I would ask if and where you're selling it. You said 4 to 5 books a show. How many shows are we doing? Sales are in the toilet.
And how many issues are you doing per year? That's another thing, because sometimes these books need a chance to breathe and catch on.
Yeah, you may have to actually go around with book 1 for a year.
Yep.
Before people are like, okay, I would like an issue 2. I'll be honest with you. I did a book. I did issue 1 of a book, and I didn't think it was moving. And then 2 years later, I still had access copies of it laying around. So I just put it on the table, and all of a sudden now it's moving. To the point where I had to actually do an issue 2 because it moves. It's not, it wasn't it wasn't the ugly baby that I thought it was. Josh says I'm late. Yeah, don't worry. Joshua Perry, he says he's late. He's not late. And Brian says, what's the book? Where is it? What's it about? Well, I redacted the name.
It's the book name Redacted. It's an awesome title.
Josh, with your permission, I don't know if you're listening, I will put the book up if you shoot me a message over at Indie Vote Live
We should
at
just have Josh on.
indievote.com.
Josh, get the equipment and come on the air.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your book.
Yeah, I will have you on, no problem. I tell people, if you ever want to come on the show, just shoot me a message on Facebook, or send us a message on Indie Vote Live with the request. I want to be a guest, and we'll get you on the show. You got the equipment. All you need is a microphone and a webcam and some headphones, or even your phone and a pair of headphones.
And don't let those YouTube viewer numbers fool you. Unlike a lot of the other channels out there that get low numbers and get low viewerships, we're actually hooked into Indie Volt Radio.
That's right,
So
right. And
we're going out live across the world right now. So we're
Yep.
talking to a lot of people.
right now, I already climbed to 1672 listening.
And the more we
with,
say we appreciate them, the bigger that number grows. So let's pop that over $2,000.
Yeah,
Let's do the 2,000 mark today, folks. Tell your friends.
And right now, if you listen to Indie Vote Radio,
There's these stupid guys on the radio. You got to listen to this shit.
the Ask Me Anything is open officially right now on the radio. So if
We
you
are
got a
open for
question,
questions.
yep, shoot me a question. I will read it here on air live while we're talking.
What kind of a book would Redacted be?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. It's what from what I looked at when I looked the book up. It is a superhero-esque book. Have you tried collecting it too? That can help. One collection will help because if it's like this, if your books are $5 per book, if I can pick up the trade from you for $5 or $6, $7 off, I'm probably gonna pick the trade up. Plus, I know I got a whole story arc there. I'm hoping I got a whole story arc there.
We could do an issue of Redacted where all of the word balloons have big black bars on them. We wouldn't be able to get on
Webtoon.
Webtoons that way, but
Yeah,
we could redact half of the script, and we could take the redacted version around to the shows and tell them that if they absolutely need to read the entire dialogue, they can pay us more money. We'll give them a password and then digitally throw it up on a site.
Yeah,
Read the entire issue here. In the meantime, just guess what they're saying. And we can do that. What is that? Jimmy Kimmel does. Inconvenient censorship.
yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
And have people run their own imagination off on what all the characters are saying.
Yeah. The books would be so pornographic, it'd be horrible. We have now, Rob, do you want to weigh in on this here? This should his family be questioning his sanity?
Well, I think questioning insanity, making a question this simple for something so complicated, does not help us. There's not enough meat on the plate to really understand what was there before. I need to know what kind of book it is. I need to know what his distribution was to begin with, how many shows he's doing a year, what's his fan base, what's his following, what are the shows he's actually doing versus the amount, but also the shows themselves. If he's doing like little pop-up shows, no shit, you're not making money. You're not going to make money at those smaller shows. But if you're going to shows like Randy's making, maybe you do have a real problem because Randy's bringing a fan base.
Don't knock the smaller shows.
No, I'm not knocking the smaller shows. I'm knocking the pop-up shows that don't know what they're doing, that are claiming to be Comic Cons. So quality matters. No, I like smaller shows honestly better. Lower costs, better people. Because you know what you notice with the smaller show? The people there are there for comics. They're not surprised. They didn't wander off the street, and they're not looking for an autograph. They're excited to talk to you about comics. You will lose your voice faster at a small one-day show than you will at a big MegaCon show where everyone's just running to race by to get an autograph.
That's it. That's a good point.
So if he wants to come on, I'm happy to talk to him with all you guys. But there's not enough here. He's not getting issue 7. Has you been having bad sales till issue 7? If so, then your family's right. You are insane because you're doing something wrong and you're repeating it for 7 issues.
Yeah.
M3SOZ is pirating today.
Yeah.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
Yeah. There's up to issue 7. I mean, around issue 3 is when you should start maybe scratching your hand and said, yeah, this isn't working. I might need a new book. I might need to.
If issue 2, if the sales are struggling by issue 2, that's when I slow it down. and it goes on the shelf, and I'll go back if I decide later how to fix it. But I'll spend time looking at why people aren't there.
Yep.
You gotta be able to pump the brakes. You can't be like Marvel and DC and just make 2 years of bad comics and go, oopsie, reboot.
Yeah.
Doesn't work that way in indie.
Randy, you canceled an indie book before?
I've canceled entire companies before. What are you talking about? I canceled more companies than you've printed books before
Yeah.
you were. I've canceled more companies before you were born. Than no, just kidding. Yeah, I've canceled a lot of books. A lot of books have canceled themselves. A lot of books we solicited through Diamond and couldn't fulfill the purchase order for whatever one reason or another. Usually because it was going to cost us to lose our butt by printing the book because the numbers come in so low.
Mm.
But that's all part of the business, part of the game,
My son came in the other day and he asked me, he says, Dad, how does the comic book business work? And I'm like, are you sure you want to know? And I sat down with him for like 20 minutes and explained to him. And he was with me up until I got to Diamond. When I started talking
That's
about
three
Diamond,
quarters of the business, dude.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not saying Diamond is, but the business makes sense until you get to Diamond.
Yeah. When I got to Diamond, he literally, that's when he had problems. His face scrunched up, and he's like, well, do you have to go through them? Like, well, if I want to be in comic stores, yes, son. Well, but they take your money. They take too much of your money.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's debatable, son.
Yep.
He didn't like it
For
at
that
all.
cover price, you're working on 45 cents of every dollar of that cover price.
Yeah.
Per unit. That's what you get. That's what you get back.
Mm-hmm.
Diamond takes 10, 12 of those pennies per dollar, and then the rest goes to the retailer.
Who's ready for their box of comics and Print Ninja? I hear they are to die for.
Well, they do come with coronavirus now.
Yeah.
M3 trying to be funny?
No, yeah. He's got a point. And
Are they to
VSOZ,
die for? I'm worried about the shipping containers that are all sitting on docks.
that's where my books are. I got some books right now on a shipping container, sitting on the dock that I can't get to.
I think somebody's gone along and somebody who's not too fond of Americans have gone around and licked every issue
Possibly.
as
I
they
like
come
to
off
do
of the press. This will teach those Americans.
You guys will be happy to know that I now have less stock in Wizard World today.
Did you sell?
I sold some.
Some?
Sold
Half?
partial. Yeah, I sold about half.
Awesome. You have money for dinner.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys will be excited about that. So yeah, that's Josh's question. And again, Josh, you're up to 7 issues. I say, try to, if you don't think the book has got any more life left in it, wrap it up. Then see what you do with a collected issue. Collect it and see what happens then. See if that doesn't reinvigorate sales, because I've been told by professionals before, that people don't want to buy floppies at shows. They want to buy trades. I don't get that. I've seen the reverse.
Well, that's because the thinking on that is pretty simple, because somebody visiting a convention might not see you at the next show.
Yeah.
Or in order to get the next part. But here's a book. This has got the whole story in it, or it's got a large chunk of story in it. They'd much rather have that than buy a floppy.
Now, do you guys want the Critias question?
Hold on. One other point to
Okay.
that Randy just said. Randy made a great point. But it's also how you package it.
Yeah.
If you have 3 issues and you tell them this is just like a trade, you put it, 7 issues, you could build it up like a trade, give it a trade price, and there you go. Boom, you just made a sale. You got to be able to start at a higher price point and show why buying more is important, because you'll get more value for your dollar. There's a reason those dollar menus do so well. People want to get their money's worth for,
Yeah.
unless it's coffee or Snickers.
They're perceived money's
Yeah.
worth. It's always great to give them a deal. So
Yeah.
if you're not moving very many of those books, you might want to package 1 through 3 and then 4 through 6
Yeah.
and sell them at a slight discount.
Yeah.
Say normally it'd be $15, but for you, buddy, $10.
Yeah.
I can let that go for 10 just because I want you to read the story.
You guys want the Critias question or the coronavirus question?
Doesn't matter. They're both itchy.
How about you? How about you, Rob?
I don't give them to me both. I like 2 at a time.
Oh, you sick man. All right, we'll do that. We'll
Remember, this program is rated TVMA DLSV.
yeah.
Where the V stands for voracious.
Don't ask what the D stands for, but you can ask Wolverine and Scott.
Yeah,
No.
there you go. LBF, ECCC, and more have canceled due to COVID-19. Wouldn't it be best to just cancel all the large festivals and gatherings until we get this virus under control? Well, maybe until we get this paranoia under control and have people calm the F down. You know, because right now the numbers on COVID-19 are still lower than your typical influenza. But according to the media, we're all dying. So
I have a theory.
guess it's we should all be lucky that the dying aren't coming back to eat the living. So,
I have a theory, though. A way that we can get past this very quickly. Let's all just start licking each other until we're all sick. We'll all take a sick week, and then we'll be over it, and it'll be gone.
let's take a couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, Jack just came in and started yelling.
I heard that you were going to go around and lick everybody.
He's like, I'll lick some stuff. We get some ice cream.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, this is licking each other's how you get in trouble. No, I'm not licking anybody out.
No, we're just going to have to bear with it. The numbers apparently in Japan and China are starting to lessen. So they're not sure what that means for sure, or if it's just a temporary bump, because they're starting they were starting to take precautions a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to sit and see how this goes. They're just going to have to ride it out. That's all. And just make sure before you make any hardcore travel plans that you're, if you're going to a festival or convention, that festival and convention isn't going to shut down anytime soon.
Yeah.
And of course, you're going to want to take the viral precautions until they know for sure there's more information on this thing that's out there. So, until some of the paranoia dies down, they're just going to have to ride it. That's all.
I mean, some people would suggest that a lot of these cons canceling and these shows canceling will hurt bottom lines this year. And
I think everybody's in for a rough year.
Yeah.
But on the positive note, it's a great time to stock up, stay inside, and read that stack of comics that you always wanted to read.
Mm-hmm.
Great time.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to worry about going out
or turn those radios on and your computers on and listen to more podcasts like this one.
Yeah, we can't give you COVID through the computer.
No,
you always have to have the viruses.
No matter how hard we try.
Yeah. And Lord knows we try. All right. So here's the other question. Now I'm gonna let Rob and Randy take this one just because it's so mean.
Hang on, I'm switching over to my homepage just to see if anybody's there. Okay, we're good here.
Here we go.
Did you guys hear that Critias is being helped out by the indie comics community to finish his book? I wouldn't piss on fire to put that thief out at this point. L. Nolan, hey L. Nolan, thanks again for writing in with your opinion. We do value your opinion, and you are welcome to it. I'm not gonna say that you're wrong.
What if you don't know?
I totally understand how you got to that opinion.
If you don't know what he's talking about, Critias put out a book called Detective Dead.
Detective Dead.
And he raised $39,000. He had to go away for a while because his computer broke, and I guess maybe his cell phone broke too at the same time. Maybe he didn't have a cell phone. I forget what the situation was, but he was not able to contact anybody for a couple of months. He went away. And he's recently resurfaced as a couple of weeks ago and said that, hey, I can't. I'm finally able to contact you guys. Sorry. By the way, not by the way, but
Yeah, sorry, but I can't finish the book.
yeah, I can't finish the book. I've run out of money. I didn't budget right, and I'll be issuing refunds, but the money is gone, so the refunds will be given back slowly. I just don't have the money, but I will repay you all. And some people were upset. Some people were understanding what happened. And recently, people have come together to say, "Hey, dude, if you got $10,000 worth of pencils, we can finish this book. Let us help you." So some people are offering, income, additional money to help this book and make sure this book is like light of day. The book does look interesting. The book does look like something that I'd want to read. But at this point,
And it's really not a bad looking book.
No, it's not. The art looks good. So we're waiting to see now. The people of the community have stepped forward, and they're helping him. People who want to help. I'm sorry. I seen a comment from Brian. People
Just
who
pop
want
that up there. Is his real name Marcel Dupree? No.
I
Don't know where you got that idea.
I feel bad for what happened to Critias. I don't think he did it on purpose. I hope to God he didn't do that on purpose. But yeah. So it's one of those things. Yes.
Just be honest. You're related to him. He's
Critias?
like a cousin.
Yeah.
You don't want to tell us because you've been defending this guy a lot. Who disappears for a few weeks and says my phone got broken and my computer got broken? When more than likely what it was is he had a lot of nosebleeds from like cocaine he had. That's $30,000 of cocaine that he was doing. That's just what it is. Kidding around aside, though, I think he is related to Marcel Dupree because they both do the same thing.
Yeah.
When I think that you see the indie community stepping up here to help him out because they want the book to come out, for one, and for two, they don't want anybody's book to have that black eye unless there's no way to save it.
Yeah.
Because that just makes everything look bad. It makes the indie market look bad, and it makes crowdfunding look bad.
Yeah.
And it might make people think twice before they start investing into any more campaigns.
Well, Randy, do you think that's why they're bailing him out?
Yes, I do. I think that's the major reasons. Though, for one, they want to read the book, but for two, they're sitting there thinking, if this guy goes out, especially with his standing in the community, especially the CG community, that he needs to be, helped to get out, so that he doesn't make people start, having second thoughts about investing in campaigns. Because right now there are too many campaigns out there that sprung up last year that aren't fulfilled. Way too many. I'm still invested in 3 of them. And I'm sitting here shrugging my shoulders and watching them pass their deadlines by months, and the products looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I would at least like a little bit more transparency. And on to Critias's good side, he was transparent. He come out and said, "The money is gone.
Yeah.
The money is gone. I didn't mean to take it. I just had life happen to me. Too many things sprung up, and everybody having their first time book like this, it's like a miniature little gold rush, and there's mistakes out there, and some of these mines are going to be dry. So everybody else needs to help. I'm sure that's what they're thinking. In order to make indie comics look better, they're offering their time, they're offering their money, they're offering to do services just to help him get this book out.
Yeah. Zach Davis says, "Why is Traco Lutkin such a thief and conniving slimy snake?"
How would Zach Davis know?
Yeah. Well, why? I don't know if Traco's listening. Traco, Zach Davis want to know why you're such a thieving, conniving, slimy snake. He'd like to know why. The Raven says, just do online conventions. Many artists are either drawing their sketch commissions they would have done at shows live, or multiple creators are podcasting, sending sketches and books live now. That's in regards to, was it Gunn? Was that his name? Or was it Josh? That was Josh about not having.
Here's Vic King trying to make me feel old. Hola,
Yep.
Randy. I used to get my comics at your store when I was a kid. Great to see you here on the tubes. Thanks, Vic. Nice to hear back from you. I'm not sure where exactly you used to get my comics from, if it was the front page or the yesteryears or Comic Castle or who knows where, but I retailed for quite a while in a lot of different places.
Vic, if you're watching on YouTube,
I
which I see
appreciate
you are,
you. I appreciate you, Vic, very much.
yeah, drop a like, please. Appreciate it. Maybe
Yeah.
even subscribe. It'd be awesome. Yes. You can see Randy here every Tuesday, as well as Randy's own station, which is Zim Geek
Yeah,
on YouTube.
CIMMGEEK.
And then he's here every week.
I just got into a discussion with one of the other site, not really a discussion. I just left a couple of nasty comments on somebody else's video today where they were trying to say that Captain Marvel and CC Beck were horrible racists.
Vic says, I know create a bit. I offer with others to donate art to help finish.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Vic, is the art not finished? Is that the problem?
Oh no, yeah, the art isn't done yet. He paid for pencils. I don't think it's. I'm not sure exactly where he is in production, but I know he's still in production.
Very interesting. He says that Flint, by the way, Randy Flint is where.
Oh, cool,
Yeah,
Vic.
Trigo says Zach
Where-
Davis. I would say
Where in Flint, Vic? Where did you used to get your comics from me?
don't hate. I said don't hate to play, hate the game, but it sounds too dirty. And then the other people you're waiting on Kickstarter, are they all Indiegogo? Randy, are you waiting on Indiegogo campaigns?
Oh, there's plenty of unfulfilled campaigns on both crowdfunding sites.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would
Don't it's not one crowdfunding
You're right.
platform over the other.
I just forgot I'm still waiting for an Indiegogo book. I'm not Indiegogo, a Kickstarter book that I have not gotten. Wow. I need to
You
reach
need
out.
to keep track of all that. I had to start writing them down
Yeah.
because everybody promises in August and they haven't delivered. Here it is, already March.
Yeah.
Randy, you were getting dog days too?
Dog days? No.
Now, you know, Dog Days isn't coming out.
Ever.
You know, Dog Days is not coming out ever.
Never.
Like
Dog days?
that's a Marcel
Marcel?
Dupree book,
Okay.
and it's probably never coming
makes
out.
sense.
I mean, it's been how late is it now, Rob?
Well, it was supposed to be out last July, August. I forget which one it was. And then it was delayed, and we would be seeing it in March, which obviously the March past March has begun. So it's on the books for 2060 right now, when it'll finally be out.
2060.
I think so. When Marcel is on his deathbed and he actually has to make amends to get into heaven, he'll finally put Dog Days out, but everyone will be dead. I'll have to deliver it to one person in a wheelchair. It'll be like a movie. He'll have to go cross country just so he can get into heaven.
You know, it'd be cool. That person will get the book. They'll be old, shaking. Say they'll look up at him. A tear will come down their eye. Say,
Poor Travis.
I've been waiting on this book for 19 years now. I've been waiting
I'm
on this
old now.
book.
What?
It says Vic says, "Oh, I forgot the name. It was a strip mall on the other side of it. I was gonna say a strip club. I'm old now.
Could be a strip club.
Yeah.
I still feel old. It was a strip mall on the far side of Flint. That's yesteryears. Yes.
Isn't it cool though, in a way, guys, that the
Yeah,
indie
Vic,
community?
that was a while ago. I met my wife there while I was retailing. That's how long I've been married, Vic.
Isn't it cool that the indie community is actually coming together that help him finish his book?
I'm old now.
Isn't that kind of cool? Like, I mean, that to me is what I take away from this.
It's like
being a heartwarming
it's like a
story rather than
barn raising. Is that what you're saying, or a barn builder?
yeah. It's like people. Some
Keep
people are
the
upset.
community healthy. Yeah, that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, some people are gonna be upset. That's fine, but other people are pretty, open to helping him finish his book.
See, I'd rather see a community come together with torches and pitchforks and burn down the cult known as the Nightmare World. I'm just saying that would be better for me than helping some guy. Because here's the thing. If you help him now, he'll never learn. You shouldn't be helping him. You should be making him
Well, that doesn't necessarily hold true.
Oh no, I don't mean not giving him help. I'm saying make him be in charge of it. Have him asking. And I think just throwing money at it is a very dangerous thing. I think you should have someone like a Randy put in charge at this point and really have
Well,
something run it for him. I
yeah, I
don't
could
think
see
you
that.
help him. I think you take it over and show him how to do it.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah,
just throwing
yeah,
money is a horrible idea.
yeah.
that's very true. That's very true. That's pouring grease on a fire.
I think that if we have a lot of people, it would help if you have somebody on your team that's kind of overseeing how these things are supposed to go, who handle crowdfunding campaigns, so that they know, okay, here's how these books get fulfilled. Here's what you need to do. You take a couple days. I had a discussion with a gentleman who wanted me to ship. This is a while ago. They wanted me to ship all of his books out, but didn't want me to use Gemini mailers. He thought it would make the books cheaper to print or to ship. There's absolutely no benefit to not using Gemini mailers. And he's like, "Oh well, we'll be fine. Just bubble mailer. It'll be fine." I'm like, "No,
Just slap a mailing label on the back cover.
yeah, and send it out. That's fine."
Send 'em out.
And it's like
Sure.
they do not care about the customer. Some of these people do not care about the customer. They care about that pocket, but they don't care about the customer. Vic says, "I drew a fan art for Tales from the Anniversary for you. You were gracious about my lack of skill back then." He's yeah, he's not gracious anymore. He
Now you're
totally
really
tears.
making us feel old, Vic. Thanks.
He totally tears my artwork out each
I do.
time.
I do.
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot more vicious since then, Vic. When it comes to critique, the gray hair brings out the curmudgeon in me.
Yeah, he's
There's not enough curmudgeons in this marketplace anymore. So.
yeah,
Ever since CC Beck and Alex Toth passed, somebody's got to be grumbly.
I think the other thing he says, they let you hold a pencil.
I stopped being an angry young man, and I'm quickly turning into an angry old man.
M3SOZ says someone should do some crowdfunding to get distribution for indie creators. The big two monopoly is played out.
Alterna Distribution. They're going to start looking at books here, I think, within the next 4 or 5 months to also distribute along with the other Alterna product. So Peter Sameti's very much behind the indie market and trying to get it promoted and out there and available to the retailers, especially when, Diamond won't carry the ball and keep seeing it's seeming like intentional sabotage anymore because his books end up being listed in the previews catalog for the wrong prices, even though the solicitations have the correct price. The cover image has the correct price. They keep listing it for a lower price and making him eat the difference. So it's just helping to cement the thought that he needs to self-distribute, and that's what he's quickly working his way towards. Right now, it's almost, from what I understand, it's getting to be pretty close, if not a little more than equal, between him distributing to stores directly and distributing through Diamond.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of Rob Anderson here, guys.
I'm gonna read Vic. If Crid reached out to the rest of CG creators before dropping that announcement, there would have been possibilities. No, it would have been a whole different story. Crid kind of blew up his spot prematurely. Yeah, he did. Yeah. But again, all of these guys are going in the first time in doing these crowdfunding campaigns, and they can't believe the money that they're pulling in because people are so desperate for good level entertainment that they're not getting from the mainstream. That's why all of these books are cleaning up. There's no, it's not because of a political or religious agenda. It's not. It's because people are desperate for entertainment. So this isn't a new thing because Image ran into the same kind of problem when they got too much money too fast. All of a sudden there were missed deadlines and people just disappeared for a month because they had to go visit their favorite Caribbean island or whatever. It just takes a level head. And like what we keep saying here on the podcast, to do your research before you start crowdfunding and try to have as much of that book done before you start crowdfunding in order to make sure that you hit that deadline as close as possible. That's all. So a lot of these guys are living and learning, and that's why I was saying that if and I sincerely doubt Critias is ever going to get another product out. If not, he's never going to be able to clear funding. But if he were to have talked to the community that he was in and asked for help, he'd have probably gotten help faster. They'd have quietly gotten the book done and out there without there being any kind of problem like there is now. But he overshot himself. You can't be a total island on some of this stuff. Yeah, and you really have to be transparent. So when he disappeared, he needed to find a way to put some postings up there on his campaign explaining where he was, what was going on. The more transparent you are in your campaign, the easier it's going to be to please people. Just the way it is. I see Varian is muted. So we shall keep it going. What do we have here? Indie Volt.
Website looks like a shutout for you guys.
For us?
I was on the website and I was looking at something, and then I was looking at the website, and I wanted to bring up the fact that I never really showed a website on the show, but indievolt.com has comic book. Indie entertainment news on it, and we recently covered the Sean Gordon Murphy pulling the cover from Bigfoot Bill, which we'll talk about. But also, I want to remind everybody that over here in the right hand section, you see selection from the indie scene. There's the Buzz Box. I'm gonna bring it up here for you guys. The Buzz Box is getting ready to close out. It will be shipping very soon. It says early March.
You can't enlarge that section right there.
I can enlarge it on the screen. What you mean, the box or?
Yeah, about the Buzz Box.
I can.
You want me to pull that up?
Well, no, I can. I got it up. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I see what happened. Okay, no problem. Y'all do it this way. Give me 1 second. I thought it would go over with me, but it did not. Hold on. Yeah. Give me 1 minute. I will show you guys here. So the Buzz Box is getting ready to close out in a couple of maybe another week or so here. We'll probably let it go for another week. I want to make sure we get as many people who want to get this box, as they possibly can. I don't want anybody to miss out on it. The Buzz Box, people ask me what it is. It is full of independent entertainment goodness. I'm really excited about some of the stuff in that box. I really think that everyone's gonna like it. It is $30. I can tell you right now, we've announced some of the things that are in the box. Tales from the Universe #1 is in the box, and this is an original #1. This isn't a reprinting. It's original #1.
Volume 2 #1, technically, from Massive Comics.
Yeah. We've got I forget what else is in the box, Randy. That we've announced. We announced
you should
Kinetic.
have a list in front of you before you start.
Kinetic #1 is in the box, as well as I think we also announced that Count Carlos is in the box. We've announced that Count Carlos is in the box as well. So that's 3 books already. That books that are phenomenal books that you definitely want to pick up.
Carlos from
Anthony Figueroa.
God's Hand creator, Anthony Figueroa.
Yep. Is in the box. There's a bunch of other stuff
who
in
hasn't
there,
been on the show in too long. So
his head.
To get him back on the show and get a progress report.
His head is down working, making sure that book gets out.
It's all good. He's working hard.
Yeah. $30 for this box. It will be available until, I'm thinking we're gonna keep it open for maybe another week or so. I don't want anybody to miss out on it because I think that everyone who gets this box is definitely going to love it. So if you get an opportunity, indievolt.com is where you want to go to. Go to the Volt shop. You'll see the box there. I don't know if some other Indie Volt goodies, but this box is definitely what you want to order. You can click add it to your cart, and it will make sure that you get one. They're probably going to start showing up. It's not probably about it. They'll start showing up.
Once they're gone, once we close out that campaign, it's done.
Yeah, once this is done, there's nothing else. We're not going to do another. We'll do another box, but we're not. What was in this box is gone. So, you definitely want to pick it up if you have the opportunity, and if you enjoy good quality indie comics. Because every book in here, I'm excited about. And there's still a couple books that we haven't announced because we're going to announce them, but I really want people to be excited and be surprised with what they get in the box. I didn't want anybody to get to know what was coming in there, know everything that's in there. So yeah, make sure you pick that up. Rob, have you got a Buzz box yet?
No,
What?
I'm not. Sorry. I'm a poor creator. I've had a bad year to everyone not spending money because they're worried about getting sick or something.
Yeah.
Lake door handles, get it out of the way, and go back to real life.
Vic wants to know if there's any Arrow comics in there. Nothing in this box that's yet planned, but if there's some space, there might be some extra Arrow comics in there.
Yeah, you never know. Like we haven't announced everything that's in that box yet, but yeah.
We haven't announced everything yet.
Yeah.
And new Anniversary Tales coming. You're not the first one to ask that within the last couple of weeks. So, Vic, yes, there's more stuff on the way. It's going to take a little while though, because quite frankly, I don't want to do a crowdfunding campaign until the book's done. So I'm working on a little something else. Actually, I'm working on some commercial work right now that I have to get done, and some stuff that has to be done by the end of May. And then after that, I should be free and clear to work on this other project. Once that's done, then we'll seriously be looking at Anniversary.
And these boxes are going out quarterly, so
Thanks for asking.
we're only offering a box every quarter. So like we're not every month you're not getting a new box. It's every quarter, and that gives us time to actually curate the best box you possibly can. But yeah, I think that you definitely should pick it up if you are interested.
What's our radio numbers now?
Radio numbers are Indie Volt Radio currently sitting at 2,204.
Thank you.
So 2,204.
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate each and every one of you listening in. If you ever get the chance, all you people listening out there in the whole wide world, jump over to Indie Volt on the YouTube, the Indie Volt channel on YouTube, and subscribe. Yeah. Even if you don't watch the videos there, it's very important that you subscribe to this channel, because eventually we're hoping, Varian's hoping that we get monetized.
Yeah, that'd be nice to get some money for the show.
Which would be really good.
It'd
Something
be nice
that we can pour back into the show.
Not to fund everything myself. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
So
jump over to YouTube, subscribe, and hit that like button if you're listening to us now. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you.
Follow us on Twitch as well. I know Twitch subscriptions are a little expensive, but yeah, follow us on Twitch as well. Then Randy, do you want to? I put the website up, and I'll put it back up there again, because again, I guess I should start doing this. I was told I definitely should start doing this, but you can see that we've got the Sean Gordon Murphy situation here. I'm not sure if it's gonna. It probably won't, because that's just my luck. But
what do you need?
I'm pulling it up. I got it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I got it.
If your signal starts screwing up again, it's not going to be a good.
Yeah. So Sean Gordon Murphy. You want to talk people through what happened? So, because I mean, you followed it.
No, you have it in your article.
It's an article. Yeah, I can read it. Oh, let me close this out. All right. Yeah. So
you probably explain it better if it's the article that I read. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So anybody who doesn't know, Sean Gordon Murphy is working for DC Comics right now on a lot of Batman products, and he was working on I think he did the Batman metal, and he's working on DC metal right now. But
I think they gave him his own imprint. That's what it is.
Yeah, the Murphyverse he's calling it. And so I'm gonna read this to you guys, and you know we can weigh in, talk about it a little bit. But Sean Gordon Murphy has announced that his upcoming cover on Doug TenNapel's comic Bigfoot Bill 2 Finger of Poseidon, which is currently funding on Indiegogo, isn't happening. Back in March 2019, Murphy revealed that he was a fan of TenNapel's in a tweet, and even as recently as February 26, 2020, tweeted that his followers should check out the Bigfoot Bill comic on the crowdfunding platform Indiegogo. Now the artist has announced that after a conversation with TenNapel, he will no longer be a part of the project. Murphy cites past anti-LGBTQ comments made by TenNapel, though he doesn't mention TenNapel directly in his tweets as his reason for pulling the cover. That was the original cover there. to the left of the screen. He's here in a copy of his tweet. I recently did a cover for a creator, but it's been brought to my attention that the creator has posted opinions that are anti-LGBTQ. I've spoken with that creator, and the cover will now be pulled from the project. It says, anyone who knows me knows I'm a big supporter of the LGBTQ community, from the hard workers at my publisher, my fellow creators, to the people in my own family. I'm sorry if I hurt or upset anyone. I've always wanted my work to be about inclusion and about people working together. It's a major theme of my Batman work. But I can't be connected to opinions that hurt the LGBTQ community that's meant so much to my life and my upbringing. And then it talks about that we actually did an unboxing of Tenaple's last offering, Earthworm Jim, in an unboxing video that you can find here. And actually, Doug actually reached out. We did that video. That was cool. This is where you're looking forward to. And we asked if you're looking forward to his cover on Bigfoot Bill. Did you make the right call? Sound off in the comments below. But yeah, so we covered it here, and in a nutshell, pretty much what's happened. Is that shocking to anybody that Sean Gordon left the project? Did you see that coming, Randy? What do you think about that?
I'm surprised that he did the cover in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But if they were buddies and all that, and the market now seems to have reached a point where you almost have to pass a litmus test before you can do any work.
Mm-hmm.
That's what brought up CG in the first place. It's the fact that these people were drummed out of the mainstream for voting the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Or they were on the wrong side of history.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Sure.
He wasn't hurt virtuing signaling. There was a lot of patting himself on the back doing that. I just want to make sure he didn't dislocate his shoulder when he made all those statements.
Sean Murphy or Doug Tenaple?
Oh, the artist.
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah.
Sean Murphy, the guy who's patting himself on the back, being the hero of the LGBTQ cause, because it wasn't all the LGBTQ people. It was him. It was him as an artist that did everything for the world. Thank God he came along. Well, without him, it would have never happened. So brave in 2020, not doing a cover. Oh my goodness.
Brave and stunning.
Someone please make a statue. Please make a statue.
They got paid for a job. It's any commercial job. The artwork is done. Boom. You've already paid for it.
Now, is that a breach of contract? Are they going to take him to task for that?
Oh no. It was an agreement with Tenaple to pull the cover, and Tenaple hasn't been hurt from doing it either, because I think he was. There's been a lot of discussion lately about people breeding drama and controversy on purpose in order to get sales. And Bigfoot Bill, this campaign had stalled quite a bit, right about the 75,000 mark. And suddenly there's a controversy with the Murphy cover, and they decide not to print it. It might have been a decision that Doug saw coming a long time ago. And now I believe the campaign is way past the 75 mark.
Yeah, Doug did reveal a new cover. Don't know if you guys have seen it, but he did unveil a new cover for that particular book. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, for me, pulling the cover seemed like something that I seen coming a mile away. Like, there's no way that book is coming out with that cover. There's zero way. But
well, there was a lot of talk about Murphy going off on his own before he got his imprint too.
Yeah. Vic says, I got to do a fan art for Anniversary now. That would be fun. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. I should do some Anniversary fan art, see how that comes out. And then Vic also says, Doug is a great talent. Earthworm Jim is iconic. MBSOZ says, Randy and Viren, you both own a lot of comics. Perhaps you could start doing short reviews of books while talking smack about the current industry. Might help grow the channel on YouTube. Yeah, we'll get some comments about that. I got a couple books I can talk about. Yeah, you have a lot to say. Books should be a breeze for you. Then people start taking my books and start critiquing those, and I'll be on the channel. Hey, fuck you, guy.
Tear our own books apart first.
Yeah.
Let me pull this up here.
I don't support what happened to Doug in any way. Doug has tried to deplatform, sabotage more than one other small creator. Hard to feel bad. That's just me. That's from Vic King.
Vic, I share your opinion.
Yeah,
Right now, the Bigfoot Bill 2 sits at 85,000, so he gained 10 grand off of this controversy.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure he didn't pay 10 grand for that cover.
The worst book that's ever come out of the annals of maybe the anal of independent comics right here.
Last Call?
From some company called Last Call Comics.
Catharsis?
Catharsis. It's oh my goodness, they actually put
It's wrapped in plastic. What?
They actually this company for some reason they use they try to go get non-toxic boards and that self-taping bags. My goodness, I don't understand what this glossy cover stock is here. They got quotes. Who puts a quote?
A lousy attempt at sales? Is that
Who puts barcodes on their comic books? I mean, which indie guy puts barcodes on your comics? That's
any of them that wants to be sold outside of the, one-on-one sale.
That's not indie. That's not indie. Hey, Anthony Figueroa. We're just talking about indie. We're just talking about Anthony. Yeah.
Hey, Anthony, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah. Look
you
at this
got time?
art.
You want to come in? Let us know.
Look at this art. Look at this art. That looks like pornography.
Is that a butt?
It's a butt, but it's not pornography.
Could make it out there.
Yeah. I mean, look.
Here, let me enlarge your screen there. Whoop.
Oh, you just kicked
Not that.
Rob.
I didn't mean to kick you. There we go.
Look at this.
I meant to do that.
This guy is fat.
Look at that art. Did you draw this stuff?
I drew this a long time ago. Yeah.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah. It was about
many moons. Well, at least you printed it.
Yeah. I went ahead and printed it.
You got to print it and get it out there just to get the opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. You know what? It was funny. I drew.
You
this
can already
book.
see the progression of yourself as an artist from the pages that you were showing.
Yeah.
From front to back. Did you do that book in order?
I did.
There you go.
I did.
The more you do, the better you get.
Yeah. I drew it in order, and I'll tell you this, guys. It is one of those things where I drew this book over.
Brian says you're gatekeeping. Explain that.
Yeah, 2-month period. Oh, I'm gatekeeping big time. As a matter of fact, we're gonna make the announcement right now. I don't know if anybody's heard about this, but there's gonna be there's this girl right there. Rob Anderson steps down as the indie advocate. Announced he is now the indie underground advocate. Varian Grant expected to be the heir of previous position. You heard it here first. Rob Anderson has stepped down as the indie advocate.
And all the shows I heard are getting canceled, and all that's going to be talked about is Last Call Comics.
I just had to this is the cool thing about it being called Last Call Comics is that every convention says last call, and I'm like, yes, free publicity. Yeah, everyone makes it. Let's see here. There we go. Sorry, I was gatekeeping. I'm sorry for gatekeeping. Sorry. But yeah, this book is the first one that we would tear up if we had to have it on the show.
Not physically, though.
No, not physically.
We just start a fire.
Yeah, we'll do some book burnings, and that'll be one of the first ones. The next one is
coming later this summer.
Make
Book
sure-
burnings. You asked for it.
yeah.
Make sure to do your book burnings right or wrong.
I think that's very important.
How is you sir? Brian Germain is joining us. Hello, Brian. How's it going?
Are you there, Brian?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Hey.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. We can hear you. We can't
Yeah,
see.
Yeah, I know. I'm on my cell phone and the camera
Oh.
sucks. So
You're on your cell phone. Where are you at?
I'm actually moving through Meyer right now.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, and you're trusting your cell phone? Hope you have good service. If you cut out at any
From time to
we'll know
time.
why? Yeah.
From time to time, yeah.
Do you want to weigh on anything we spoke about?
No, I was just saying the only thing I was saying earlier was at least that guy that Criticus.
Critics.
I don't know.
Critias. Yeah,
Critias, yeah.
Critias.
Yeah, Darth Critius, yeah. No, at least that guy, he came forward and stuff, and, if it was Marcel, he'd have been, waiting 2 more years before he said, oh, by the way.
Or he would have just started 3 more campaigns, maybe imitating
Right,
Bill
exactly.
Waterston or doing a second printing of something, or, who knows. Who
Yeah,
knows what,
and
just to try to
he would have
recoup
never
that money.
he would have never admitted the
Yeah.
money was gone.
Yep, that's very true.
Is there a problem though with not wanting to admit that? Like, if you can figure out a way out of your problem by, say, example, doing a second run. Hey guys, I'm doing a special cover. Does it help maybe if you were forthcoming with that information? Hey, I'm doing a second cover because I grossly underestimated how much this other one, the first printing, was going to cost me, and these other things.
Could be,
I'm
but at that point, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But at that point, you're kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Not that it doesn't work sometimes, but when it doesn't work out, then you're stuck confessing anyway. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna confess what I've done here.
Still juggling. Yeah.
Well, we had a guy who wrote in that spent he admitted he wasted the money. He wasted over 60 grand, basically 60 grand on movie tickets and concert tickets and just having a good time. So
Wow.
that that's a lot of money to go over. It's a ton of money.
Yeah, 39,000 is a lot of money too.
Yeah. He claims it's all in there. He claims that it's all in the what is it? It's all in the book. It's all in the
The art, yeah.
The art. He's been posting pictures of the art. So if you're interested, I think anybody can go over to his Facebook. I think he hasn't done any blockchains yet. But
we're getting Meyer's announcements over the podcast.
Yeah, I'm making sure that Meyer pays me for that.
Anybody out there who doesn't know what a Meyer's is, it's like a big box store like Walmart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In fact, Brian,
trying to think of down south store that I can relate to it, but
Wiggly,
Piggly Wiggly. Well, no, Piggly Wiggly's like a Kroger kind of, but yeah, similar.
Winn-Dixie. There we go. It's
there
like
you go.
Winn-Dixie. Yep.
Anthony, are you currently? We see you in the chat. Did you have any news for us? Are we? My palms are getting itchy for God's hand. Gotta get my hands on the book.
Brian, can you see us on your phone?
Please take your change.
1 second. Sorry. What's up now?
Please take your change. You're using the auto checkout.
Yeah, you heard that, did you?
Yes, I did. Keeping the union workers from adding another line.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess. I'm torn on the auto checkout thing.
I'm not.
Well,
I know, like that. They'll say like, oops, sorry. They'll say like,
They'll say like, "Oops, sorry." That's what they'll say.
yeah, they'll say like, that it's if you're using the auto checkout, you're taking someone's job, but at the same time,
They're not here.
They're
not there right now, right?
At the same time, they're not going to hire that person out if I don't use the the auto checkout, or even if 100 people don't use that auto checkout, they're not going to hire one more person.
Yeah.
It's just the way things are headed.
While you're at that Myers, you need to keep looking for a comic display.
Do they have them now?
They should look like this.
That's at Walmart.
Is that Walmart? That's more than Walmart.
No, that's Walmart.
That's at a Walmart. Yeah.
Yeah. They don't. The Brightwise books.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on the screen. Oh, there we go.
I understand the deal is in more than just Walmart's.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're test marketing them.
Now I'm going to go back in the store and look.
Looks like they're back.
I'm
in
going to go back in the store and look.
They might not be up here at Michigan because we have a very
no, I have seen some in Walmart.
Distributor, huh?
I have seen some of the things in Walmart. Some of the comic book displays in Walmart.
Have you really?
Yeah. Yep.
I might have to go to Walmart now.
Oh, no one needs to do that.
They were. I believe they were predominantly DC at the time, but I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, you were looking close to the Pokemon cards. That's a picture of Mitch Brightweiser and his wife.
Something was brought to my attention though about this. And I know we're just a test market, but was brought to my attention that while this is great to have comics in Walmart, why are they near the toy aisle? Like, are we hoping the kids pick the books up? Are these books for children? Are these books appropriate for children? That's the toy aisle.
Yeah,
clearly
they're
aisle.
probably all family friendly. From
Yeah.
the content of the books that I've read, there's nothing I would consider objectionable or not family friendly.
Or all
in the
ages.
books. Yeah, they're all ages books. But the reason they're not around the magazine section is because the magazine section is controlled by the local distributor.
Man, video says it says
That's where I was actually going to look.
Ryan has broadcast to be coming from the toilet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the DC comics in Walmart aren't located around the magazine section. They're up around the Pokemon cards and their own little pop-up display because, especially in Michigan, the distributor has a pretty tight hold over those racks. So they will, and in fact, here in Michigan, we get the Super Spectaculars from DC 3 weeks late because they have to go through the distributor. Because once the distributor found out, they made them pull the original comics off the shelves so that they can distribute it. So now they handle that rack, even though it's not around their magazine racks.
Right.
So it's still over by.
Now
the
Meyer does have like when you're the kids books, they have like a lot of Marvel and DC kids books, but they're not comics per se. I mean, they are, but they're
more
in
like
hardbound comics or whatever, like.
They're more like little golden books. They're not even trade graphic novels.
Yeah, well, they have some hardbound ones that are like big size, but they're like it's called like 5-minute Spider-Man or 5-minute Batman or something.
Look inside those. They're more prose and block of prose, one picture. They're like golden books more than comics.
Vic says those will be in Walmart till May, and it's important to remember that those books will not be in the stores until May. But when they do get there, I'm hoping that people go out and pick them up because it is cool to see an indie company.
I thought it was awesome that they're doing that. So yeah,
getting their opportunity to be in a big box store. And hopefully we go out there and we do support them.
Yeah.
And pick
and like I said, I don't know about Redacted, the book we were talking about earlier. I think we should just come up with a book and call it Redacted. But
I was saying we need to do a book called Redacted.
Right. Yeah, we should definitely do that. But what I was gonna say is, I would like to know because I kind of feel like, I don't know, like the show is not exactly for pimping your comic book, but I think I almost feel like you had a missed opportunity there.
Oh, well, we would have talked to him. I try not to put people's names of their books up until they say it's okay to print my name.
I got permission.
Or name my company. I try to, err on the side of caution and just not print it. A lot of the times I get messages saying, "Oh, you could have put the name of the comic up. It was fine." Other times I try just to, because people are weird. Yeah.
Don't they submit the question with their own name in it?
They submit it, and then they will get mad.
Stop gaslighting, Variant.
They'll get mad.
You're
and they'll say,
encourage them to come on your show so you can beat them up when they get it.
You talked about my book. You hurt my feelings. And
they come in hot and heavy, and Variant's ready for them.
Yeah.
Well, this reaches back to a previous situation he had with IndieVolt.com about reviewing somebody's book and them getting mad because they didn't tell him that, or they didn't show him the review first.
Yeah. So it's like now I'm like, what? I'm keeping your name off the book.
So however, if you shy whenever we talk about somebody else's book.
Yeah. Except I will. I'll talk about my stuff all the time. But yeah, if anybody wants a book, and they'll just shoot me messages and let me know. Hey, it's okay if you mention the name, my name, in one of those letters. It's really, and again, we talk about this, and I know normally don't do it this early in the show, but just so people see it, if you want to send us your book to review or to talk about it, we can definitely do that. You send that over to IndieVolt Live at IndieVolt.com and just put, just shoot me a link if it's a Dropbox link. Keep in mind, I'll probably share the link with Randy and whoever else might be on the review team. But we're not going to go print your book or share it with anybody else.
No.
And we'll look at it.
We're publishers. We print books too, and we wouldn't want that to happen to any of our books. But
yeah, we'll take a look at the book. And,
if you want an honest critique, let us know. If you want an incredibly harsh critique, we can do that too.
Yeah, I don't mind talking about books.
I'm with Rob on the fact that there just wasn't enough meat there to make a valid decision on whether he was crazy or not, because you don't know what the book's about. You don't know what his sales are like. Otherwise, you don't know how the first one sold.
I've gone to shows where I haven't moved that many books before. I don't know how many book shows that's been in a row though. I mean, if you do 8 shows in a row and you move 4 or 5 books per show, it's time to make some decisions and really quick to figure out this is what you're going to keep doing or how you're going to keep progressing. And
well, and it can also depend on the show too, because like when I first debuted Moonshadow, I did like 300 books in 27 minutes at one show, and then I went to Wizard World and sold one the whole weekend.
Yeah. Some shows aren't good for some shows. I've done some shows where I didn't sell a single book, but I made money on prints the entire weekend.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Some books are like print shows, or some shows are more like print shows anyway, and some shows are more book shows.
Yeah. I will not. Thank you very much. Sorry. Standards and practices.
Hey, this is way off topic, but does anybody know if like Dan Michigan is still doing the Kids Read Comics shows or no?
I'm not sure.
I haven't heard of one in a while.
Well, Dan Michigan's on Facebook. Why don't you get a hold of him and ask?
I could probably do that.
I'm sure
I think he's on my friends list too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I don't know how often he's on Facebook. I don't ever see anything he posts pop up on my timeline, but I know I'm pretty sure
rarely
he's still
see
there.
anything.
Yeah. Pretty sure he's still there. So around here we used to do, Dan Michigan was a writer for DC for many
Blue
years,
Devil.
creator of Amethyst and Blue Devil. Used to do a Kids Read comic, still might, Kids Read comic conventions where he'd invite families in with their kids in order to introduce them to a bunch of family-friendly comics. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like the first one that I went to, anyways, was at like a really nice library down in by well, it was by Detroit, but I can't remember exactly where.
Yep.
Now I do have a question from Indie Vote Radio. It says that publishers, guys who do comics, the big two, they don't talk, and when they do talk, it's always in secrecy. But the indie guys can talk to each other, and we should.
Ryan, are you driving home?
Oh, can you hear my car? I'll you guys can mute my mic, can you?
I thought you were driving a semi.
Yeah, it's my car.
We can't
it's just loud.
We can, but we can't hear when you want to come back on. So we should probably let you go so that you can drive.
All right, talk to you guys later.
All right, buddy. Thanks for being a part of the show, bud.
All right, thanks for having me on.
Yep,
No
take it easy.
So
He's driving a semi truck. You people know Brian is an over the road trucker. Usually carting live penguins wherever he goes.
Yeah. So this guy says that the big two guys can't talk, or they don't talk, and they do it's in secrecy. But the indie guys can, and we should form networks where we can talk to each other freely about upcoming projects. I think that type of thing.
That's funny. I thought that's what the Indie Advocate was for.
Well, it is in a sense. It is. It's what they're for. It's what we've. I know Rob has no problem helping people connect with one another, but I've also seen times where people don't want. I mean, it's exactly what do you want? What would you want us to talk to each other about? Because we're not. I know people who will not, under any circumstances, talk about what's going on in their company with another publisher, which is fine. No one's there's going to say, "Oh, you're launching your Kickstarter tomorrow." Well, I won't launch mine. I'll wait a week. No one's going to do that. They aren't. They're not going to. They're going to say, "Okay, I'm going to launch, and I don't give a damn about what you're going to do."
Yeah. M3SOZ. I think we're too late.
Yeah.
I think that already happened. So I could have sworn I heard a toilet flushing while Brian was talking.
No, that was our ratings. They just goes on.
Is that our rating?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you think about that, Rob? I mean, you got indie advocates, and you've had people kind of come together and other publishers talk. But do you think that the indie publishing community could have something like that? We all come together and we discuss things.
Too many egos. I mean, we can't even police ourselves and be honest when someone's a bad operator.
Mm-hmm.
We can't call people X. We're afraid of stepping on each other's toes. We're afraid to actually just be honest about mistakes and own our stuff. The indie community is in a growing period, don't get me wrong, but there's still a lot of teenage immaturity between people that there just aren't the seasoned leaders that we need running some of these companies, some of these publishers. There are young people who are trying their best, and like you said, they're just not open to communication, so everyone's afraid that they're going to steal my thunder. But meanwhile, if you make a good comic, it'll sell no matter what. So I hope we get there. I really do. But right now, we're just not there. It's too many egos. Indie comics has really gotten into little cliques, and that's never good.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotten to the point where I have friends in a lot of different companies, and I don't like when I hear bad things, and so you get concerned and you want to reach out and say, hey, is everything okay over there? But then, like you said, there are bad actors. I know of a company that's no longer around that was full of bad actors. At first they made a lot of noise. They were going to do this, they were going to do that, and then they just kind of whimpered out and went away. And the thing is, you can't say. Randy's taught me when you see that type of implosion, watch, get your popcorn, watch, and wave. Don't toss out your lifeboat. Don't toss out your floating donut to save anybody, because in most cases, those people, you'll find out the person that you just saved is the person who blew that ship up in the first place, and you just brought them right on your lifeboat, and now they're gonna try to sow the same amount of BS and to sink you too.
Randy, I didn't know you knew Marcel.
I know. I've been around.
Now, was Marcel ever a part of another company? Because I know he had his what's the name of his company? Is it
Evolutionine?
That's right. Yeah, he had his company. Is it, I mean, for all it looks like he's gone.
No. First off, he's not gone.
Okay.
In all fairness, he's actually, to give credit where credit's due, he's actually been fixing some of the things he's been doing wrong. Apparently, I was, I guess, for lack of a better term, I've been his daddy, and I've been taking him to the shed, and he's learning from our visits to the shed every couple weeks, and he's actually becoming a better operator.
No.
Everyone's been saying that. Go ahead.
Go get daddy's belt.
Yeah, that's what it's become with him, and he's starting to get better for it. To answer your question, believe it or not, it all started with SFC, where they were all coming together, and he somehow got control because they all bickered and couldn't get along, and he just ran with it. And I do think that there was just a little bit of he wasn't doing great, did a titty cover book and made money and just ran with that, and suddenly thought he was like Stan freaking Lee. And meanwhile, he was just a dude putting out not even underground comics. I mean, if you're going to show tits on the cover, I want to see if the drapes match the curtains inside the book. And that's not what I was getting. What I was getting was like almost an all ages tale after you had boobs on the cover. What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard disconnect, man. If you're going to be showing up a tied up girl, I have expectations within the book now. And if you're not showing any of that, oh, honey, you've ruined it for me. And now I'm never going to back you. And that's kind of what he's done. I think he has listened. And a lot of people are, a little cautious with him now. Sometimes you need to be taken to the woodshed to be taught a lesson. If Marcel comes back working and doing right by people, I'll leave him alone. Hell, I'll promote him if he's helping people. Because we got to remember one thing. As much as we're going to shit on people, we got to be ready to help them rise up. If they're going to do right, we have to help them get to that point.
Unless they're irredeemable.
You got to be able to be forgivable if you're going to be able to hate.
Unless they're irredeemable.
Some are. Some are. Don't get me wrong. But Marcel, I don't think ever crossed that line. He got greedy.
Yeah.
I can understand greedy. Greedy is human nature. Now, if you're, let's just say, I'll just throw something out randomly. If you're having to be a predator in indie comics, let's say, you need therapy and you need to go away for at least a year or two for therapy to work. So if you were just a guy, let's say, who tricks people into like a cult fashion into just buying any product he puts out and he abuses women, that needs to go away. I'm just saying if there was someone like that, that would be something I'd want to see indie comics stand up against and not be cowards. You know, but when Marcel takes their money, they cry. But if someone abuses a woman, oh, well, she asked for it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I got a question for you guys. And Rob touched on this. Exactly what point? Because this is an industry that I've joked, and I was not even a joke when I say it, but between computers and video games and comic books, somewhere in there, my life was saved, and by that I mean I was I could have been out there being a little hooligan. I could have found the bad element. I could have searched that bad element out because I was raised in the suburbs. But I could have sought that bad element out. Kids, that I knew did. That it wasn't hard to go find that bad element and hang out with those kids and get in trouble. And there was something about being in the house on AOL or whatever it was and having my comic books, going to that comic shop sometimes 2 3 times a week. That really that kept me in the house. Um, my mother and my father never worried about where I was at. They knew where I was at. They would they would call home and get mad because they couldn't get me because it is the days of dial up. So I disconnect the phone line and plug up my computer, and they knew, oh man, he's on that computer. We'll never get through, which also helps kids. Well, not your kid doesn't work nowadays. I'm gonna say kids, if you want to get your own phone line in your room, just use the internet all the time. They'll get you your own phone line, guaranteed. But they would get me my own phone line, and I could you know, I'd be on the computer all the time. Comics saved my life to the point where I feel like I had to protect it, especially the indie scene. And there is a point where I feel like we've kind of allowed, and I mean I don't say we allow, but there's a point where we have to kind of defend it from people who want to do it harm. And it's hard to do that. I mean, how do you do that? How do you defend? Do you say, hey, this girl over here does not mean the industry any good? Beware, guys, or and not just guys, but everyone. Beware, or this guy means the industry harm. Nobody should be doing business with him. How do you do that, and how do you stay out of committing an illegal act by doing so?
We'll never tell a lie about a
Mm-hmm.
person. Just tell the truth about them.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the truth enough about a person, and trust me, people will listen, and it'll spread. And you have to. I mean, I always look at it this way: when I hear a story, I always assume it was done to me or done to someone I care about, and I react accordingly. I never give someone the benefit of the doubt that, oh, well, I don't know this person, so it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. Everyone's a brother, everyone's a sister, and if that was done to them, they might do it to someone else. And then I give the other person the opportunity to set the record straight. Marcel had opportunity. You called Marcel out for an interview. I called him out. He never stood up and did an interview. He got what he got coming to him because he never set the record straight. But he sure did like to run his mouth in chat rooms,
Mm.
talking behind people's backs. So, I mean, there's always a difference. And, there are people out who hate me and don't like my grass attitude. I know who I am. I say things. I don't apologize. I believe in facts and not your feelings. I'm never going to be someone who's going to run for a beauty pageant because I'm not trying to be popular. I create what I create because I like creating it, and I'm never going to apologize for that. So we're going to rub people the wrong way, but there's a moment where, as an industry and even a community, we need to stand up and say that person's hurting people. That person stole money from a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo campaign, and we shouldn't help them get back up. Maybe we help them get the book done, but we don't actually, just throw money at this guy to get it done. You know, there was moments like that, and I think that you've done a pretty good job of bringing some of these to light. And I think it's a really good idea, you know, to do that. And I know Randy's been vocal about some things, so it just takes this conversations. It takes people talking, and it, you know, the backdoor talking. You guys know how that is.
Yeah.
We all have backdoor conversations.
Brian says I called him out as well, and them talking to his quote unquote cousin. Yeah, you know what? I felt really bad for you, Rob, because I remember you coming out saying, "Hey, Marcel did X, Y, and Z," and then I remember some guy came out and was like, "Rob Anderson is a." Well, maybe it wasn't that, but I know that you rubbed the guy the wrong way, and then you called this guy out for something, and he only attacks black people. He's a piece of shit.
You
Fuck
think that
Rob
only
Anderson.
happened once?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it happens. It happens quite often.
Do you think that? Let me explain how the world is. Anytime someone doesn't like what I'm saying, it's because I'm white or it's because I'm a male.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the go-to. And if it's I'm white, I'm a Republican and I'm a Nazi. If it's because I didn't believe in their political stance and they think that it's because I'm a Democrat, I'm what is it, a snowflake, and I'm out of touch and I don't care about the world except what's in front of me, and I don't care about the economy. People just like to throw insults, and I say it to strangers all the time who are like, "Oh, you're just a troublemaker." I'm like, "Tell me more about me." Since you seem to know so much about me, ironically they're not wrong. I am a troublemaker, but they don't know that. They have to get to know me better to say that. Yeah, and you've seen it, dude. Don't act like it's just on my street. You know, you get your race thrown in your face. I've defended you for it.
Yeah. I've been called, like, I can't go against. Well, we know what happens when I go against a white guy. We had a whole special about that.
Don't we have a graphic for that now?
Yeah. Yeah, we have a graphic for that. But we also know what happens. I've been when I speak up and say, "Hey, Rob's not wrong about this happening."
Weekly.
I get called. I get called one of those over there. I get called, you know, oh, well, you're just stuck up and you're this, and I've been accused of, C wording, and because we can turn anything to a verb now.
See you next Tuesday word?
No, it's called cooning.
Oh.
And yeah, I've been.
Sorry, just playing stupid.
Yeah, I've been I've been accused of that. I've been accused of being Uncle Tom before. I've been accused of look, I don't care what color you are. If you do it done wrong, you're done wrong. I'm the first person to tell you my first company that I had, as many bad things happened that I could have stopped. I was at the wheel, so the accidents that happened were my fault. I should have had better control of the vehicle, where it was going. By that I mean the company. I should have had better control of where what we were doing as a as an organization, and I didn't, and ultimately, I end up not being able to go on with that company. I had to close and shutter the company. I was able to, at least I created all those books. I was able to take those books with me. But I'm the first person of people that, there were some artists that did books for me that I couldn't pay because we ran out of money. I ran through, a couple thousand within maybe 9 to 10 months, and I got 3 books to show for it. I was running the paper. I was running the materials. I've showed people the pictures before, but it was a grand experiment, and boy oh boy did we have fun trying.
Yeah.
Randy, you said it before, you've had your share of companies that you've ran.
Over many years. Yes.
Yeah, and you were able to get, to have the money kind of work for itself. You
Just constantly rotating.
Yeah. And
then paying out profit wherever, if ever profit showed up. Yeah.
I seen a video the other day. Some guys were talking about how to put together a comic book, and they were like, oh well, typical book is gonna be about typical 25-page book is gonna be about 11 grand. And I winced like, geez, am I out of touch? What's gonna?
No, somebody was looking for an investor. That's what it is.
Could be.
And their numbers were skewed high on purpose. Yeah.
Rob, how much is a copy of if you don't mind saying, how much is a copy of Barber Unleashed usually end up costing you in the long run?
You don't talk to the butcher about how much the cow costs. You don't know if they're in. But each one of them was actually different. Satine, you've seen her art for issue number 1. Absolutely amazing. I'm not going to throw out their artist price points because it's fair for me. But collectively, that one probably set me back about $2 to $3 grand.
Okay.
And then the other ones came in at around between 15 and 2,000. And it's art level. It's I don't go out for pros. I don't try to get taken by an artist who's telling me they're worth a Marvel price when they're working in indie. And it's nothing against them. I'm working in indie. I'm not freaking Marvel. I can't afford to pay you those prices. No one's paying my ad rates. So you do what you can. You work with who you can, and we all try to rise together. There's some bad operators out there, some artists who want to get paid $150 a page and give you a page every 2 weeks because they got 10 other jobs they're doing for $75 a page. But yours, because you pay better, they're going to keep you on the hook because you're going to be afraid of losing them because you're investing more. Think about that. Once you're 500, 600, 650 in, 5 pages later, they know they got you hooked.
Yeah.
So they slow themselves down. I mean, how many thousands of dollars have you lost from bad art? Artists going down the hole. I've had that happen. Nothing against artists, Randy, but it happens, and it happens with writers too.
I take it personal.
Yeah, it happens with writers too. Writers promise the world, then all some people don't get paid. Yeah. So it's messy. But if you're paying 11 grand for a comic that's 25 pages, you're doing it wrong. And do not read a book right or wrong. Just go out there and get your head examined because there's something wrong with you.
Well, do your research and you'll know exactly how much it's going to cost you, ballpark or if only just ballpark, how much it's going to cost you to print a book.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be paying $150 per page if you don't have an audience. You're setting yourself up for failure. Unless that artist has a gigantic audience and they're willing to let you play with their audience. Let me tell you, a lot of artists don't want to promote your book. They want to get paid and leave. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I mean, that's
how the mainstream works. Just different cogs in the same machine.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. They do. They don't. I mean, do they have responsibility to help promote the book, or should we start putting that in contracts?
Ask Dan Slott if he feels that he's got a responsibility to sell his product.
Well, we know how Dan feels. I can't ask Dan. He blocked me.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah, I can't ask Dan anything. Dan and I aren't speaking.
That's why you're seeing a lot of independent companies coming up with social media policies on proper conduct while they're on Facebook and Twitter. And
Dan and I aren't on speaking terms. No, I will tell you guys this.
Thanks to Dan.
Yeah. Thanks to Dan, we aren't on speaking terms. I will tell you guys this though. And you guys will find this funny.
Better say it fast.
I'll put this up. Am I? Oh, I know why.
Yeah,
I fixed
you
it.
are. You're starting to crop out.
I'll show you guys this. And I think I talked about this on the show before. But I'm going to show you guys I had, and then this is just so people understand what I went through when I was starting my first company. I took money. And I took my own money and I bought an office. And the first office, I don't have any pictures of for some reason. But the second one I do, we moved downtown. And I'm going to put pictures up here. And you can see the bullpen that I built, which is here. And that's the bullpen that we had. A couple different desks set up. Actually, over in the right hand, this is one of the first corners.
Sorry.
This is one of the first pictures. In the right hand corner, you'll see image. I got the picture back up.
Yeah.
There's a picture and there's a desk over there in the right hand corner. It is not that. This actually is an old picture because we actually put a desk there, and there were desks all over the place. So it was I bought all those desks. This is the bullpen. Outside that was another office and a lobby and a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun there. That's this table up front with and the other side of that is this place here, which is there's our mother sitting there drinking a Pepsi. We had a little mini fridge in there. It was a lot of fun. A lot of hijinks in that room, and there's just the bullpen area. But again, I was at like 825 bucks a month for the whole place, and I don't have all the pictures anymore, obviously, but it was I was still accused of stuff when I was running out of money. So when I invite guys on the show to talk about why they ran out of money, I don't want people to think that we're just picking on them. I know what it's like to run out of that money when you don't have it. I know what happened. I understand how what roadblocks you hit and how you ran out of cash. Did I need an office? Absolutely not. Could I have put that $825 a month in my books? I should have. I'd have a lot more than 3 books from that particular era out if I would have put that money toward other things. I remember telling people, some of my biggest detractors, well, I'm not playing comic book artist, dude. I have a comic book company. I got an office with an overhead. I got supplies I buy. I supply people with paper, boards, and gosh, what else? I know I went out and bought a bunch of microns at one point and gave those away. Just a ton of stuff, and
just, the live models. They took quite an expense.
I still have booth girls. At one point, I have a picture up here. Here's some booth girls. I hope you guys are old enough to see this picture now. It's fine. The booth girls. Here's my.
Don't show any nudity. We'll get tossed off of you.
No. We used to have pictures, and here's 2 of my booth girls.
Suddenly our number count just went up.
Yeah, there's 2 of my booth girls. There's a picture from a photo shoot that they did. And that was I was there for that photo shoot. In fact, I think I'm in one of the pictures.
You're this shadow right there.
No, that was actually at a real bar.
That little bump right there.
That was at a real bar. I had fun. That photo shoot. We had the whole top lobby rented out, and we did a photo shoot for the girls. And even to this day now, I don't use that many booth models because it just started being an expense that was way too much for me. Rob talked about booth girls. I think it was last week, or it might have been on Geekgasm. He was on. He mentioned that booth girls for him. He thought about it, but then decided not to. Probably because he got tired of seeing fanboys looking over the table, pulling one of those. But what do you think, Rob? Would you go back to booth girls?
I never had them, dude.
No. Would you ever consider using one then?
No.
Booth girls. Is it because of what's going on in the industry, or just?
It's just a personal choice. I think that when you put someone out there as look, I'm going to say something. It's not directed towards anyone, but it happens. When you put a woman in front just to make money, you are in a lot of ways sort of putting a vibe out there that you want that kind of person. And because of my book, I have to walk a line. I'm not saying it's wrong for other people. I get it. Attractive women are going to help your sales. But for me as a human being right now, as a white middle-aged male, for me to put a woman in front of my table would just bring the fury of feminism down on me, because there I am dressing a girl up and making her a prop for me and my fetish agenda. I could see 1,000,001 ways that it'll be used against me versus it just being something. For other people, I think it's great. Because my book's about fetish and it's not a joke and it's not something that is playful or silly, but it's serious and we're having a real discussion, it would go against me. Now, it's not to say that if I made another book, I wouldn't use a booth babe for that book if there was a cosplayer that wanted to do it. I just don't think I can safely do it in the environment we're in without being attacked for it.
Randy, you guys ever use booth girls?
No. I can't help but think that the days of the booth babe are gone. That we hopefully, as an industry, we've kind of outgrown the gratuitous nature of the business. and have mature. That's the word I was looking for. And have matured to something a little bit more adult. Not adult. Yeah, mature, actually. I guess that's the key word, that we've matured enough to grow past most of the gratuitousness.
I will say this though: women are not done using their tatas to get attention if they're a female
Nobody says
creator.
that doesn't happen.
Yeah, because I have had a female creator next to me go, "Oh, you use very sexual imagery to sell comics," and then the next day she showed up in an outfit that had her boobs popping out so bad I didn't think they were actually being held in anymore. They were escaping a burning fire. And that's the thing. Like, she felt empowered to do that. But as a male, how dare I have a book about something that could be, I don't know, maybe sex will be involved. Oh, no, this is America. We can't talk about sex, but we can watch the Viagra commercials with our kids every night.
Yeah. I mean, I think that
It's when your kid asks what ED means, you can always say edible dishes.
I remember having a conversation with PayPal. I think I mentioned this to you before. Where PayPal wanted to shut my account down. They did. They actually limited my account because they were upset that I had with Last Call Comics that we called the girls the Last Call girls. And
well, it's that word call and girl together. That's the problem.
yeah, and so it was like, no, guys, my name, my company's Last Call Comics, and the Last Call girls thing he bought was not. It wasn't that. They didn't care that my account. They didn't lift the restriction. I provided proof. They didn't give a damn. They banned that account.
Well, like I said, it was the word call and girl.
Oh yeah, and the guy told me, he says, here in Europe, we're a lot more liberal with that. I'm sorry that happened. Just start a new account and change the name. And so we changed the girl's name to Shot Girls. Want to bring up another thing about booth stuff though. So having a company called Last Call Comics and having a beer theme, again, is speaking about also mentioning. We just mentioned what was appropriate. I knew I couldn't sell books to kids, so what we did was we had to have a child's imprint, and we started root beer press, which was our kids brand. So me and my son got a chance to work on a book together called The Foresters, which is a kid's book, and you can see he's got little furry animals, and that was a lot of fun to do with him. But I've always talked about getting furry costumes made and playing these characters at the booth. I always thought that would be kind of cool to do. It's not quite cosplay. It's not quite being a booth babe, but I could be a booth furry for a couple of hours. I know it might be hot in that costume, so and maybe I should hire somebody to do that instead of me. You can say that, and I think having somebody play your character is kind of cool if you're making indie comics.
Yeah. Any kind of comics, really. If it's a character you created, it's always fun to see them.
Yeah, fun to see somebody doing that, and especially if somebody does it without you asking. Oh my goodness, that's the coolest.
And if somebody knows their stuff and does a competent costume.
Yeah. Would you be excited to see a mischievous costume, Randy?
Yeah, I never have.
Yeah.
But just this last set of shows, I had somebody bring show me a statue that they have done, that they had sculpted of Mischievous. That was really cool to see. Anita, I believe.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Guys.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was nice work.
IndieVote Radio right now up to, I don't know if that's 3,200.
Is that a 3?
3,210 people
We
listening
appreciate
right
each
now.
and every one of you listening to us all around the world.
France is in the lead. Appreciate it, France. If you want to listen on IndieVote Radio, it is very simple to do that. IndieVote Radio, there it is. You can find it on all of your social media platforms. I will show it to you guys. I will talk to you guys about it. It is totally awesome. It is and you guys got to get it. You got to, because you can take us with you. Don't you want to hear me and Randy all the time? Don't you want to hear us talk? Take us with you wherever you go. It's the official companion to our website, indievote.com. IndieVote Radio plays the best in indie music, entertainment news, and more. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You get music from talent like parks, squares, and alleys and dims one. Download the Indie Vote Radio app on Android's Google Play Store or listen in with the Streamer app on iOS. You can also check out Indie Vote Radio by visiting our official site, indievote.com, and utilizing the built-in player right there on the front page. And guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm going to show you guys something for the first time ever. I want you guys to check this out. Rob, you may want to mute your I'm like your thing can do it. I'm not sure, but Alexa, play Indie Vote Radio.
Here's a station you might like: Justin Bieber on Amazon Music.
Totally not what I asked her. Alexa, play Indie Vote Radio.
Alexa's a smart ass.
You are now listening to Indie Volt Radio.
So there we go. Yeah, it's there. You can see, Indie Vote Radio.
Where are
It's
we then?
It's an Alexa app. Well, we're not live in the United States right now, which is why we're always late playing on it. Which is why we're always the lowest. And I can never tell like where we're traditionally at with the United States. So we're not live in the United States. We go live. This place in the U.S. Why is she not playing? Oh, Alexa, stop. There we go.
Tame your Alexa.
So yeah, this goes live about midnight on the radio station. I wish it would play live for the U.S. For some reason, I can't get it to work right.
That's a good time for us to be on.
All I get is dead air on the U.S. when I try to do it live, but everyone else picks it up. It's weird. So yeah, we got that going on. Also, if you want, you can also check us out on Indie Vote TV, which is awesome. It's totally. Oh, I'm sorry, I just seen something else. Okay, Indie Vote TV. It is the over-the-top streaming network. It's like Netflix. Just like Netflix, basically. For available on Roku and coming very soon, a lot sooner than you think, to Fire Stick and more. Stream independent movies, music videos, wrestling, original documentaries, and more. Indie Vote TV. And did I mention that it's free? You can find Indie Vote TV by searching the channel store on your Roku device or Roku-enabled television. Yeah. And if you want to get those questions on, please remember to email those questions in to indievote@indievote.com. Include Indie Vote Live in the subject field, and please keep those emails to 90 words or less. Guys, where can they find you if they want to talk to you guys about what you said here tonight and they really want to cuss you out? We'll start with Rob.
You can find me at the brand new minted Underground Comics, that's COMIX Advocates, and that's the new site for you cool kids to come hang out and we can do things. You have the I Hate Rob Indie Volt email, which you can send things to. And, when indie comics aren't being full of predators, I'm a happy indie advocate over at indieadvocates.com. So come on by, tell me your thoughts, and I'll tell you that facts matter more than your feelings. I look forward to our conversations.
Yeah, Rob is going to be we're going to disavow all knowledge of Rob pretty soon. Like Rob Anderson, never heard of him. Randy, where can they find you? Yeah,
Zim Geek on YouTube. I am on Facebook always, and probably too much, and Twitter occasionally. Other than that, you can always reach me at the email listed there, randyjzim@gmail.com. So as far as physically, I'm here at the drawing board until April 18th. Then Flint, downtown Flint Comics Con. It's April 18th, Saturday. Be a lot of fun, 9 to 5 at the Flint Farmers Market. Then June 27th up at the Saginaw SVRC Marketplace. We'll be up there for a day from 10 to 5. Having fun, throwing a little con party.
Con party. Yep. It's really what it sounds. It's really what it seems like. It's a con.
We try to
party.
keep it. We try to keep it happy and loose. So it's all good. Just fun. Bunch of vendors, bunch of artists, bunch of people.
Is that what they call it now? A happy and loose.
No, we weren't talking about our porn career. Remember?
And of course, you can find me at KYD_V on Twitter, where I am blocked by Dan Slott. You can also find me at Variant Grant on Facebook, as well as IndieVolt, wherever IndieVolt is at, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
One of these days, Spotify.
Yeah. We'll come back to Spotify. I just don't like how much they want me to. Well, they don't want me to pay, but there's some monetary issues there. I just can't get.
Is there really? They charge you?
There are some monetary issues, yeah. Then I'm like, but yeah, we'll see about it. We'll be back on Spotify pretty soon. Anyway, it is always a treat to be here with you guys, and I really do appreciate it. I want to thank everyone who listened on IndieVolt Radio. This show is very thankful for you listening to us every week. Special announcement: there will be no Geekgasm tomorrow. As you can see, Lola was not here with us today. She's recovering from a medical situation she had, so she will be back though next Tuesday. That's our plan anyway. So she'll be back next Tuesday, and then she'll have a double Geekgasm.
And we all hope she gets well soon.
Yeah, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. It's something she can't handle, but that's why she's not on. Yeah, so there's no Geekgasm tomorrow.
Time to heal.
Yeah, there's no Geekgasm tomorrow, but she wants everyone to know she is thinking about them, especially those on IndieVolt Radio. She is thinking about you guys and appreciates you all tuning in still. This has been an IndieVolt production. Still not owned by Disney, but we are available. And we will see everybody back here, Randy and I, Thursday morning at 9 a.m. for the IndieVolt Breakfast Buzz, where we're pretty sure we're going to be apologizing for everything Rob said here today.
I'm not apologizing for anything.
Yeah.
Can't tell me nothing.
Yeah, they're just...
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
There it is.
Should keep that going.
Yeah. We want to thank everybody for helping us out, coming in and chatting, especially in the chat room.
How dare you?
Know from me to get well soon. All right, guys. Thank you. I will let her know. GR Comic Con. We got to get you in here pretty soon. I know we talked about it at the last con we're in, so we definitely want to get you on.
Yeah,
and talk to you
on, Mark.
Yeah. Until then, guys, I have been Varian Grant. That's Randy Zimmerman. Rob Anderson, the underground indie devil.
That's right.
Yeah.
Smacks and hugs.
Yeah. Want to thank you guys for joining us. We will see you all Thursday morning, or unless something else happens in the industry that we
we'll
gotta
at least talk to you all.
Yeah. It's gonna.
If you're there, we'll be here.
It's gonna be a long week.
It's gonna be a long week.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, folks, for being here.
We'll see you soon.
Take care.